Perseus.
I do not need a
I
Perseus.
probably will.
That's the new gunship, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I do not need a Perseus. I'm gonna keep telling myself that.
None of us need it.
but I really don't
None
need
of
it.
us
I mean,
need an 890.
I needed an 890. Of course, I needed an 890.
Exactly.
But I'm not.
So we can easily justify this.
I keep telling myself I'm not a combat guy, so it's like I don't really need combat ships. And everybody I know has
That's true.
massive combat fleets. It's like, you know, it's like
Okay, I definitely taken some good damage here.
We're a large group of friends, and there's still not enough of us to outfit more than 2 or 3 captains.
that's the whole
2 or
purpose.
3. How about one?
What are you talking about? That's the question.
That's
I know.
yeah, that's kind of the whole purpose of what we're doing with the Yacht Club as part of the group of family orgs that are all closely interrelated. Where the Yacht Club is for people who are just interested in mostly non-combat activities like exploration and mining and cargo, repair,
Shenanigans.
salvage, shenanigans, just hanging out, touring, going to the bars, having parties, all that kind of fun Care Bear stuff. But then we have our related orgs like Jav, which will be involved in PvP stuff, and some PvE, and then we've got Hammer Time, which will be the massive in-game capital class monster fleets for PvE, which will probably end up being in some PvP. As much as Starlet doesn't really want to, it's going to happen. And all the other related orgs, so that we can give a home to people, and then also be able to, you know, offer crew opportunities for people to crew these larger ships, because we've got these massive fleet assets without enough people, and over the next several years, there's going to be lots and lots of people that come in that are just going to have starter ships, and they're going to want to be able to spend time on bigger ships and crew bigger ships and be part of larger cooperative industrial enterprises that are going to make lots and lots of money. And, you know, flying an Aurora or a Mustang or a Titan or any of these smaller ships, or even a Cutlass or a Freelancer, you can do okay. But if you want to make real money, you know, you get involved with a larger org that has larger assets, and you do cooperative ventures. So we call it the Jump Club and Yacht Club Ventures.
You know what I think the key is for that, Jaren, is if you provide a standardization of training and qualification and a minimum performance standard. Because if you loaded Idris with ships and Marines, and you're just one of the Idrises amongst many Idrises in a battle, if somebody makes the wrong call, the wrong decision, maybe they don't have the proper experience, maybe they're a really good engineer on a Caterpillar, but they're new to an Idris or a Javelin, not having the proper experience takes away all the wealth and the time.
Well, that's what's important in creating an organizational structure where we've got layers of officers and management who vet, who train, will have opportunities to train people. Reputation will be very important, and what people's skill ratings are based on their reputation. Somebody has a good reputation as a skilled Idris engineer, so he'll be your chief engineer, and he'll have a couple of assistants, et cetera, throughout all the different operations that you have on your Hammerheads, your Idrises, your Javelins, your Krakens, your Crucibles. And you've got to have your support ships, your support fleets for supplies, for fuel, for repair, for all these things, and that all has to be managed. And as little as I ever envisioned in starting a large, massive org, we kind of have one growing around us. So with Ed's help and Starlet and many of our other friends, with our family orgs, they've got all their specialties and interests, and we're filling out amongst the Yacht Club our kind of cadre of future officers, and we'll build out the ranks like any of these other big mega corporations. It wasn't the intent, but it's kind of
Well, I think what you guys
growing
are
that way.
doing, you're the founder of Bar Citizen, right? And that's
Fine.
changed Star Citizen. I think what you're doing here is changing whether you want it or not. It's just you've got a gift, and people love hanging out here. You don't have to go through all the training certification. You don't have to be an engineer on Indus. You can show up and be the bartender on an 890, and you can have as much fun as anybody else. It's whatever you want. It's available. It's a relief. I can come here sitting on my laptop on a short overnight and have a blast, and very little commitment.
Just hang out with friends.
Yeah, just hang out with friends. But if you create that standardization, that training, which you anticipate doing, it's going to draw people out of every corner of the galaxy because they want that standardization. They want the opportunity to be as good as they can be, or as playful as they can be, and as little or as
Well,
often as they want.
and I think what's important is the spirit that we've created. People gravitate to people that they identify with, and we've got such wonderful, good-hearted people in our communities here that I think that's really what the core of it all is. We're here to enjoy this amazing universe, enjoy the spaceships, have a good time, make money, have some massive fleet battles, meet up at Bar Citizens, meet up at in-world Bar Citizens, and just share the camaraderie in this similar spirit that we all share. And I think that's one of the things that's unique about our community. That we don't identify ourselves as really hardcore, but we're kind of hardcore in a way. It's like we play more than most people. I've got involved with Ed in some diplomatic organizations, and a lot of bigger, serious orgs that have like really serious intents. It's like, well, they're not really all that active, and because they think it's like, well, it's got to have this, it's got to have this. Well, we can't really play until it's a real game, and it's like, well, we're here enjoying it now, and as it fleshes out, we're going to have that many more hours in before they even set foot in the verse, really.
The benefit we're providing to, I mean, obviously the talent that you have, Yacht Club, is we are stressing and flexing the hell out of the servers on shenanigans nights.
We do.
And
We
I
pull
love
out.
how you didn't give up on trying to get on that 890 tonight. Let's get going at it.
That's what we do.
That's even potty stuff, man.
The most important things I think when we formed the Yacht Club was creating an entry-level, interesting place for people to go that they could see, a visible one. Then adding to that functionality that they're not required to use. What we've done is we've created...
There's a reclaimer out there. That's so cool.
On the training side as well. Your idea is absolutely correct. There's work being done to not just create training, but to create mechanisms of knowing who has training.
Mm-hmm. Finding people with different expertise and different specialties in different areas, and having the network of resources amongst our related family of orgs, where we're not trying to have everything necessarily within one org, but we have a family where, okay, well, if you want to do this, we've got this org, do that. If you want to go get involved in base building, Shauzen's got IMM. If you want to be involved in the endeavors, Dorian's got his endeavor org, and all of our friends and family that have their own orgs. The medical orgs. We've got several folks that are involved in medical activities. And everybody working together and having things that they can have their interest in. We have this built this network of friends.
World, if you think about it. You've got Fantasyland, you've got Tomorrowland. No matter where you go, it's a safe zone. So you can be as professional as you want, driving capital ships around. With people with minimal time, they go, hey, I only have an hour to invest. I can't screw around. can't, play, 40 minutes of, you know, bumper cars while everybody figures out how to, what keys are for this. That would be the amateur hour over in Fantasyland. But having all of that area to, bring a large group of people, you're going to have so many people from various orgs that have the regular orgs, but they go, I have a lot of friends over at the Yacht Club, the 890 Club, or whatever, and I love hanging out with them. I mean, obviously, we're all drawn to the 890. That's what brought a lot of us.
Oh, no.
Our-
These ships.
we-
too, though. We have so much
we
fun
love
together,
love all these ships, and
all of it.
yeah, Ben, it kind of stems from the background of building some groups together, and it just kind of snowballed one thing into another, from Bar Citizen into Jump Club, and then the Yacht Club, and this larger family of orgs that we're growing, and as part of the Rising Star Network that Ed started, which is a mutual aid group amongst and even more orgs out there. And totally agree, Shadow. All about the hugs. And that's one of the things I miss the most about Bar Citizen is all the hugs.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a special thing, and I mean, kudos to you guys. This is a snowball. It's a very small snowball. It's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. You guys are going to be.
That's like I'm thinking about like what's going to be like the scheduling kind of thing, because it's like.
Is that one of our folks out there in that reclaimer?
Yes. The Iron Claws.
It's like there's a big old reclaimer flying outside the window over there. That looks very cool.
But like you got a Javelin, or you got an Idris, or you got a Polaris, and you got positions you need filled. How are we gonna link those?
Yep. That'll all
up with those time slots kind of thing.
that'll all be part of that organizational network. Yep. You build that structure.
I've got a Polaris mission tonight. I need a level 2 certification. And people that are like, what's that? Well, it's like, go do some training. Go spend 48 hours, get some training in with the Yacht Club, get level 2 certification, and jump on my Polaris or my Javelin.
You get people that they get training, they get time and grade, they get ratings.
All that stuff is pretty easy to think of. What we're working on now is a system to track it, so that people can opt in on making themselves visible when they want to play. And when they're visible, will match up automatically with what empty slots there are.
And get to know people as friends. Like who can you trust later down the road? Like who's gonna captain your fourth, fifth, and sixth javelins?
Well, and also the idea is like if you schedule for a shift to do something and you can't make it all of a sudden.
Found the window.
Really hard with gamers. You don't want to go down that road unless you've got some really dedicated people.
That is very cool looking.
Make an open door, make a pattern like what we've got. Like weekends are always going to be heavier activity, so when you set up an open door, you give people a way to walk through it.
Yeah, let's go up to you there, bro.
What are you going to do against the goons of Eve
It's
that
I'm gonna
like,
throw on.
bring here and play you in order to slow your javelin?
Operational security is a big problem.
It's
Joke.
we will have plans in place for that. A lot of our folks are ex-Eve people and have experience in Eve, so they know how those organizational structures are created. You have your silos. You have people that have limited access to information, limited access to command structures, and you do your best. And there'll always be those that infiltrate it, and you just try to minimize it as